Now that the flap over athletics department spending on donor entertainment is over and trustees have named a permanent ISU president, a number of interim positions need to be filled. One of those is in the athletics department. That became a temporary post following the resignation of Kyle Brennan over nearly $19,000 spent on football tickets and a trip to court a potential donor. In this interview with WGLT's Charlie Schlenker, Interim Athletics Director Jerry Beggs indicates she might like to stay on.
You know, I've loved the job. I'm having conversations with President Tarhouli about my future here at ISU. My contract ends at the end of June, so some decisions have to be made fairly soon. But I'll just summarize by saying I've really enjoyed the job.
That sounds like you might say yes to an extension.
I have said that I'm interested in continuing to work at ISU. I have also been very clear that I will not be a part of a search. So if the university would decide that they needed to do a search, I'm not going to be a part of a search.
Why that?
A couple of reasons. One is that I only want to do this for a few more years. I had actually turned in retirement paperwork and was looking to retire. And so I don't see myself here 5 years from now or 10 years from now. And so I think when you apply for a job, you really should have some plans for longevity. And that's not what I'm interested in right now. Also, I've had a really good career here at Illinois State, and I just don't want to end it on a sour note. I want to end it on a positive note. So I'm not interested in potentially participating in a search and then not getting the job.
If you were to be extended, what would your goals, or if someone else gets it, what should the goals of the department be over the next 3 years?
Exactly what we've already been doing. We're continuing to try to support our student athletes in a climate of increasing change in college athletics. It's an amazing time for us with NIL and transfer rules and conference realignment. It's a very difficult time to manage college athletics, and I think we're doing a good job here. But it is crazy the changes that have been made in the last 5 years.
A lot of mid-majors are now experiencing problems recruiting and retaining people because of the transfer portal. Is that ever going to settle down, or how can you adjust to that new climate?
I think it will settle a little bit because of the COVID years. So this coming year is the last year of student athletes who were given that extra year of eligibility because of COVID, and that has kind of bloated the pipeline and increased transfer portal activity. So I think that will settle down. But unfortunately, I don't think we're ever going to go back to, or fortunately, some people would say, we're never going to go back to you have to sit out a year and you can only transfer once. I think that's gone. I think we are now living in a time where student athletes have a lot more rights, and that's a good thing, and they'll be able to transfer pretty much whenever they want to.
So a coach's job of creating cohesion and a consistent philosophy of a given team is out the window.
It is. It's a very different time now. The idea that we're going to bring in a freshman and he or she's going to stay for 4 years is just not the reality now. We see so much movement because of the transfer portal, because student athletes are looking for NIL money, because student athletes are looking for visibility that might get them professional opportunities. It's a much more difficult task for our coaches.
How do ISU affiliates who are interested in providing NIL funding or raising money for NIL agreements faring against their peers?
You know, I don't have a good feel for that. A lot of that's not public information. We do have our own collective, Empower the Nest, that is trying to help our student athletes with NIL deals. I'm very proud of that collective because we're actually trying to get opportunities for all of our athletes, male and female. Some of the other schools in the Valley, Missouri Valley Conference, only have them, for example, for men's basketball. So I like that we are doing it for all student athletes, but I really don't know how we're doing compared to other schools.
What has Empower the Nest come back with so far?
I do know we have deals for men and women. We have deals for football. We have deals for men's basketball. We have deals for baseball. So just a variety.
How about volleyball and gymnastics, though?
You know, I don't know off the top of my head. Gymnastics is a very popular one nationwide. Gymnasts are very active on social media. I don't know if any of our gymnasts have have a deal. And I think we do. I think Caitlin Donovan has a deal with Tropical Smoothie Cafe.
That's Illinois State University Director of Athletics, Jerry Beggs. She spoke with WGLT's Charlie Schlenker.